take it across to SBI Chairman Arundhati Bhattacharya, who's joining in right here on Smart Markets to walk us through what this massive consolidation roadmap could look like. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks so much for taking time out for us. Let's begin by understanding, what the boards of all these subsidiaries have discussed. What are the options that are right now being explored with regards to merging subsidiaries with your bank, and what's the kind of timeline we're looking at?
The discussion is very simple. We have sought in principle approval under Section 35(1) of the SBI Act for undertaking negotiations with the 5 associate banks in order to merge them, and also the merger of Bharatiya Mahila Bank. So for all of these, we need to seek in principle approval of the central government, which we have got the board approval to do so.
Right. I'm assuming you do get a central government nod for this process. What will be the timeline or the schedule for this process of merger? And also, will you be bringing all the banks together, at once, or it will be more in a stage-wise way?
We will have to obviously negotiate with the banks. That is, there will be obviously their associations and unions. We will also have to get a valuation done, because there is a swap ratio over there that has to be worked out in respect of the other shareholders. So that will have to be worked out. Then we work out a scheme of merger, so to speak. And then the scheme of merger is given to the central government and to the regulator. Once they approve all of this, then we can go ahead with the merger.
Right. So also take us through the timeline of the completion of this merger process. If all banks are not being merged together, then which will be the first one to come under the fold?
Well, as quickly as possible, but definitely within the financial year.
Ma'am, also, walk us a little bit through what the rationale is behind considering this merger, especially at a time when we know that banks like yourselves are dealing with a lot of, asset stress. To that extent, would that be a little bit of a worry?
Benefits will be many. Benefits will be, we ourselves will become a bigger bank. So the balance sheet will go to about $550 billion. So secondly, the efficiencies will go up. There will be a lot of overlaps. There are a lot of overlaps that are currently there, which will obviously get weeded out in the bucket. Also, where the technology is concerned, it will enable us to pass on or ensure that all of the group has the same technology on the same date, instead of the way it is happening now, where it happens bank by bank. So looking towards efficiencies, there will be a lot that we will gain from this.
So those are as far as, the efficiencies and synergies go. But what about, bad loans? How much of those NPAs will sort of move up post this merger?
That is not so because, the denominator also goes up. So to that extent, whatever is there will get properly consolidated and looked after. Currently, there are some concerns somewhere that, proper kind of attention we are paying, the smaller banks may not have the bandwidth for that kind of attention. Now, that will no longer be there, obviously, because the same kind of emphasis that we are putting on handling all of this will also be now there with the smaller banks. So I hope, going forward, that the NPA situation also will improve.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.